Hi there, I'm Danny Flexen and welcome to this week's edition of the Knockout Boxing Betting Guide here on Sportsbet TV. It's not going to be the easiest week to find value, even though there's plenty of big fights happening this weekend. It's kind of a case of pick your outsider and take a punt. There's such big favourites with Amir Khan out in New York City fighting against Terence Crawford. Crawford's a big favourite, something like 4-9, maybe, no, more than that I think. Dave Allen over at the O2 is a big favourite over Lucas Brown, which surprised me a little bit because I think a lot of people would consider it a 50-50 fight, Allen against Brown. Brown has actually fought and succeeded at a higher level, but thought to be less informed than Allen. Allen's obviously got home advantage as well. So maybe Lucas Brown's the outsider you want to put your money on. If he wins, you'll get a decent amount of money at that. Even the method of victory odds aren't particularly favourable this time. One bet that did catch my eye, and it's probably the one I'm going to recommend for Betmaster Ben's weekly roundup tomorrow as well, so a bit of a spoiler alert there if you happen to watch both, is the Terence Crawford Amir Khan fight to go the distance. Now, there's no guarantee that will happen, but Crawford to win on points is 4-1, which is pretty big anyway. But a fight to go the distance, which covers Crawford to win on points and Khan to score an upset points victory, it's hard to see Khan knocking Crawford out, I think is available for around 11-4. So it's really good odds for the fight to go the distance. Now, I'm not saying it definitely will. Crawford's a decent puncher, even up at welterweight. His timing's excellent. But I just feel that Khan knows enough. And I know there's question marks about his chin, and I think they're overstated to a degree. But Khan will know enough, especially with Virgil Hunter back in the corner, to fiddle his way through to the final belt if he finds himself under pressure. Now, Crawford hasn't been taking a distance since back in 2016, nearly 3 years ago. Having said that, in his last fight against Jose Benavidez, he only just managed to get the knockout. I think there was like 18 seconds in the fight to go. So Khan's a high-level fighter, might even take some rounds off Crawford. So him to go the distance isn't the most outlandish theory I've heard this week, and I've heard a few. That would probably be my pick of the bets. But there's a few others out there. Danny Garcia comes back to face Adrian Granados, who's a big underdog, but also a very underrated fighter. Given a lot of fighters trouble, but never seems to quite get the decision. A lot of contentious decisions have gone against him as well. It's a bit of a stretch to pick him to beat Garcia, but again, Granados to go the distance, I think it's available at something, but Garcia to win on points, something like 8-11 maybe. That might be worth having a punt on. Lucas Brown, as I've mentioned, if you fancy his chances, although I am picking Dave Allen to win that one by stoppage. Derek Chisora should have too much with Shenad Gashi on the same bill, so I'm not going to look too deeply into that one. I think the four main fights on that matchroom bill, if you pick all the favourites, you're still not quite getting evens for a fourfold accumulator. So I'll probably steer clear of that bill entirely. But yeah, Amir Khan, Terence Crawford to go the distance, probably my pick of everything. But best thing of all, just tune in because there's some great action. You know, Khan, Crawford's going to be really exciting, I think, for however long it lasts, whether it goes the distance or not. I think Allen Brown will just be a knockdown, drag-out brawl, and who doesn't like those? And I think Garcia Granados could be the best fight of the weekend. Could be a real unexpected competitive fight. So tune in. Let me know below in the comments what you think are the best bets of the weekend. What have I missed? And what you think of the bets I've picked out. And I will see you Wednesday next week. Thanks very much.